In this video, we will learn about one of the most important screens inside FeedBase Basic, which is the Tables Data screen. This screen is considered the main data management center inside the program. From here you can edit ingredients, modify nutritional specifications, manage feeding stages, import and export data, restore reports, create backups of your program data. Everything can be managed directly from inside the program without manually opening the database. On the left side, you will find the main tables inside the program, such as FeedMap table, Ingredients table, SolverReports table, Specs table. Once you click on any table, its data will load directly into the main grid. When moving between tables, if you modified any data and forgot to press Save, the program will display a confirmation message asking whether you want to save the changes before leaving the current table. You will see three options: Yes to save the changes, No to ignore the changes and keep the previous data, Cancel to stay in the current table. This helps protect users from losing data accidentally. Now let's explain the toolbar controls at the top of the screen. Refresh table reloads the current table directly from the database. This is useful after importing data or making large changes. Delete removes the selected one row or many rows in one click. Before deletion, the program displays a confirmation message to prevent accidental deletion. Undo allows you to revert the last edit made inside the table. Redo restores the last reverted action again. These tools are very useful while editing large amounts of data. The program also supports keyboard shortcuts. Ctrl+Z for undo. Ctrl+Y for redo save permanently stores all changes inside the database. Without pressing save, modifications will not be committed permanently. Now let's talk about the search box located in the toolbar. This search field allows you to quickly filter and search inside the current table. For example, inside the ingredients table, you can type maize, and the grid will instantly filter the rows and display matching results only. This becomes very useful when working with large ingredient databases containing hundreds of rows. Now let's explain the tables. FeedMap is responsible for linking animal type feed stage, feeding period description. For example, broiler to starter to 0 to 10 days. Any changes here will directly appear inside the main program menus. Users can also create completely new feeding systems. For example, adding a new animal type or a new stage. To do that, the user must follow the same structure already used in the table. First, add the new row inside FeedMap with animal name, feed stage, feeding period description. Then save the table. After that, move to the Specs table. You can either export a template or manually add the nutritional specifications below the existing rows. The new specifications must contain the same animal type, the same feed stage, and all required nutrients, such as energy protein, lysine calcium, vitamins minerals, using the same format already used by the existing animals inside the program. After saving, the new animal and stages will usually appear immediately. If they do not appear, simply close the program and open it again. The program will automatically reload the new data. Now let's move to the ingredients table. This table contains all ingredients and their nutritional analysis, such as price protein energy, fiber calcium phosphorus. Any modifications here directly affect feed formulation results. During editing, the program supports smart text suggestions. If you start typing an ingredient name that already exists, the program will automatically suggest previous values. It also preserves the original capitalization style used previously in the table. Now let's talk about Export Template. This is one of the most important tools inside the program. When pressing Export Template, a message will appear asking whether you want to export the table with all data, export an empty table with headers only, or cancel the operation. Exporting with data is useful for backups or editing some data inside the table to import it again. Exporting an empty table is useful when creating clean templates for adding new data to import again. One very important recommendation: after installing the program for the first time, Users should export all main tables with their original data as backup copies. Especially FeedMap ingredients. Specs: it is usually recommended not to include SolverReports in the original backup because it continuously changes during daily usage. Why is this backup important? Because if the user makes many edits or accidentally damages the data, they can simply clear the table, then import the original backup again, without reinstalling the program. Now let's explain Clear Table. This button completely clears the current table, so it should be used carefully. It is mostly used before importing a clean backup or replacing old data. Now let's move to import data. When pressing Import Data, the program reads an Excel file and imports the data into the selected table. Before importing, the program checks the table name inside the Excel file. If the imported table name does not match the current table, the program displays a text box allowing the user to modify the name, clean the name, or confirm the mapping. This helps prevent importing data into the wrong table. During import, the program may display messages such as Import completed successfully, number of imported rows, duplicate data detected, or formatting problems in some columns. Now let's move to SolverReports. This table stores previous formulation reports automatically after successful solving. This table includes additional tools. First, Restore Report. This feature restores a previously saved formulation. But there is an important condition. Only one report can be selected at a time. If no report is selected, the program will display a warning message. If more than one report is selected, the program will refuse the operation and ask the user to select only one report. After restoring, the program automatically reloads the formulation, the nutritional analysis, the animal type, and the feed stage directly into the main screen. Now let's explain Export Comparison. This feature compares multiple formulation reports together, but it also has important conditions. First condition: at least 2 reports must be selected. If only one report is selected, the program will display a warning message. Second condition: all selected reports must belong to the same animal type and feed stage. For example, broiler starter can only be compared with another broiler starter report, but it cannot be compared with layer production. If different animal types or stages are selected, the program will reject the comparison and display a warning message. After passing all checks, the comparison report can be exported as Excel or PDF. The generated report includes cost comparison, nutritional analysis comparison, highlighted differences, and color indicators for easier reading. Finally, the table's data screen is not just a simple table viewer. It is a complete data management system inside FeedBase Basic. It allows users to edit, save, import, export, compare, restore, and create backups all from inside the program in a fast, organized, and safe way.